So we're here again in Clontibret, of course, the Monaghan GAA Centre of Excellence for this, the media night for the Greenfield Food County Final, Senior Final. Delighted I'm joined by representatives of the Scotstown team, of course, defending county champions coming into this one as well. Donal Morgan, the captain from last year. And I suppose, Donal, I know it's a fourth year going into a county final, and at this stage it's not that they become the norm. I'm assuming there's still always a bit of apprehension and nervousness and excitement on the run up to it.
But yeah, absolutely, Sean. Same nerves as always, unfortunately. I suppose not just kicked in yet, like we're still got 2 weeks away at this stage, so but I expect over the next couple of days that the nerves will increase, yeah.
A bit of a journey to get to this one this year. I know you overcame to Hamlet in the opening day, and then a defeat to Latin that put you in through the back door, and then obviously wins over Carrickmacross, True, and then of course Ballybay then as well to get you to where you were.
Yeah, you never planned, or nobody ever plans on getting beat or going the back door, but that's the way it had to be done. And yeah, I suppose the biggest issue was the lack of space between games. I suppose we were out 3 weekends in a row, and yeah, we were very happy to get through them.
That was the pitfall of it, I suppose, Mattie, whenever that defeat did come and they had to go in through the back door, I suppose, was those 3 games. But sometimes maybe that's what builds character in a team. Not that it was ever lacking in this team, but it maybe really proved the character of the team. Defending champions suddenly thrown into maybe a path they weren't expecting.
Oh, that was the plan all along, Sean, you know. I suppose defending your title, we've learned from a couple of years ago where it's difficult because every team raises their game maybe 10% to you. That day, Latin listened to the worthy winners on the day, and it threw us into a situation that we hadn't really planned for. In fairness, that they're a fantastic group of young men, and in most cases, what we ask of them, they aim to deliver. And we knew we were going into the games that if we had a clean bill of health, then we would give it a great run. And in fairness, Carrickmacross game was a good stepping stone. Then True, naturally enough, there's no reason to get motivated for that game. And then certainly Ballybay was another game where they're top of the league table, and there was no complacency. It had to be 100% or nothing. And on the day, I thought the lads acquitted themselves really well, and were delighted to be back in the final.
Yeah, I was just going to say, into another final. I think it's the 4th year running that you've got to this stage. But I'm assuming every time you go out and every game you play, no matter front door, back door, you're always learning about the team.
Absolutely. Listen, it's a big test this year because we haven't come back and won the championship 2 years running. So it was always a situation this year to get back to this point. Clontibret beat us 2 years ago. Do we need to remind anybody about that? I don't think so. So we're well aware of the challenges that they will propose in a couple of weeks' time, and it's to get our heads around it, get everybody fit and healthy, and let's go and enjoy the day.
I know they don't say that maybe revenge would ever be in the dressing room when you'd be going out through the door onto the field, but I'm sure there'll be a wee recollection back to 2014 and that narrow 1-point defeat to the opposition that's going to be up against you on the next day.
It's certainly not revenge really. Like we'd have played Clontibret a number of times since that. Like so maybe you might have had a notion of revenge the first time we played them since that, but. We don't really care who we're playing. Like we're just focused on winning regardless of who it is.
And I was going to say then as well, I suppose it doesn't get any different when it comes to county final day. It's still a massive occasion for you yourself, obviously as a player, for the club and for the local area as well.
Yeah, it's great. Like you see the flags and that out already, and there's a great buzz about, especially with the kids and that as well. It's great, and it has definitely helped the club over the last 4 years as well. It has brought on a whole new generation of younger ones, and yeah, you can already see, even though, as I say, we're a fortnight out, but there is a good bit of excitement around already.
Yeah, and I know one of those maybe working on the background of that is the liaison office here. Kevin Connolly has been remarked there as well, the buzz that it brings to the local area, and you never tire of these big occasions.
Definitely not when you waited 20 years to get back into it, and I think all we're doing is getting better organised at it. Throughout area this year, getting the flags and that up and getting the breakfast more and organised, and everything's in place probably a lot quicker and better this year than previous. We're getting used to getting to these finals.
I was just going to say, you're getting used to the occasion of being there, I suppose, but at the same time, as I mentioned to Donal, it's still, I suppose, that element of excitement, nervousness, apprehension, all's there and all part and parcel, but you never tire of it.
Definitely don't retire of it anyway. It's the buzz is there straight away. Once you beat Ballybay, you could find it in the area. People are wanting to know when it is, when's the club shop open, when they get gear in, get their colours on and that there. And I feel this year there's a bigger excitement than ever before.
There you go. And I suppose, Mattie, I know that'll all be sidetracked from your preparations end of things and getting the team together and one thing and another. And the big thing for you, I suppose, is a clean bill of health going into it. I just have to ask about Fergal McPhillips in particular. We know he took a very heavy knock the last day out, and will he be fit?
No, I would have great belief that Fergal will be okay for the final. It was a great challenge between him and Desi Ward. I think maybe on the day the challenge probably stood to us because young Brendan Boylan come straight into the game and Desi Ward stayed on the field, and I felt where Desi's a tremendous player driving up and down the football field. The tackle that day nearly took him out of the game in terms of his influence, and we had fresh legs on the field, and I thought Brendan came in and was outstanding. And listen, the final will come down to not the 15 players on the football field, but the 3 or 4 guys or 5 guys who come into the day to help get us across the line. And listen, wherever the game is in the finals in Blayney this year, we'll be there. Just give us a time, give us a place, and we'll go and enjoy ourselves.
You remarked about it as well. It is a panel game now that they speak of nowadays, and it's like everything else. If you're starting 15, but there's another 15 or many more chomping at the bit to be part of that as well.
It's going to take everybody to beat Clontibret. There's absolutely no doubt. We'll need the backing of Scotstown. I have to say the Scotstown people have been fantastic. Their backing of the team, their support of the team is absolutely amazing. To give us the job of being the management of Connolly, Mick and myself to help out with the team is an absolute pleasure and an honour, and I know we'll be doing everything we can to get them across the line. I think to win another championship would be absolutely fantastic. I've seen the nights that Mick Duffy has come into Scotstown and the appreciation they have for him, and it's a good place to have him for another 12 months.